Episode 9 is set to bring a return of the characters of Kylo Ren and Rey by also bringing them on new adventures and paths in this movie. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, that's one thing that I'm truly curious about right now when it comes to Episode 9. It all has to do with Kylo Ren and Rey. Now, we do know that J.J. Abrams is changing certain elements of Rey and will be giving her a very important lineage in this movie. Now, when it all comes down to Kylo Ren, that's the big subject for today, is that J.J. Abrams will be adding in a lot of elements from Darth Vader into the character and aims to make him even all the more evil than Vader and how he was in the original trilogy. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc., one of which has all to do with Kylo Ren's new lightsaber in Episode 9. Specifically, a description of Kylo Ren inside of his chambers, sitting down near a table. There are multiple helmets on a shelf in the background. On the table is Kylo Ren's crossguard lightsaber. The entire hilt is opened while Kylo is using a tool that looks similar to the tool Luke used in the deleted scene in Episode 6. The next goes over Kylo Ren holding a red kyber crystal that appears to be in perfect condition and no cracks are present. We see an older kyber crystal extracted from the hilt, laying on the table that appears to be cracked. The last goes over Kylo Ren inserting the new one, with the hilt design appearing different than the one in Episode 7 and Episode 8. He ignites the lightsaber with a stable blade from what it seems. The vents, however, are not igniting. There appear to be two buttons on the hilt. Ironically, quite possibly, that the second button is to turn on the vents voluntarily during combat. So I really wanted to go over a couple of points here that really do raise my interest when it comes to the character of Kylo and how this kind of mirrors that moment in Episode 6 Return of the Jedi when Luke Skywalker is developing his own lightsaber. It seems as so that Kylo Ren will be doing this in this movie. Now, what's really intriguing to me is that we do know that Rey will be reforging the Anakin Skywalker lightsaber in this film. However, it's said that it won't be seen on screen. We won't see her repairing this thing, since this movie is going to take in or around 1 year after the events of course, The Last Jedi. However, what we have heard is that Rey's lightsaber is going to be unstable, and in this scenario, it seems like that Kylo Ren's lightsaber, his new lightsaber, is now going to be stable. So you can see this whole entire reverse format that J.J. Abrams is toying around with in Episode 9, where basically Kylo fixes his lightsaber and it becomes stable, and then Rey repairs her lightsaber and it becomes unstable. I honestly really do love, that pretty much, turn there, because it kind of tells you, it's kind of like a piece of symbolism, perhaps, that maybe Kylo Ren is now in his perfected form when it comes to the dark side of the Force, and Rey, however, is a conflicted character now in Episode 9. The unstable lightsaber blade for her could very well be a piece of symbolism of conflict inside of her. So, with that being said, when it comes to Kylo, we've been hearing about his chambers for the longest time when it comes to Episode 9. We saw his chambers very briefly in The Last Jedi. You actually do see it in the shirtless scene in that movie where he's talking to Rey. Those are actually, where he's stored. That's actually the place where he stores all of his artifacts, like the Darth Vader melted helmet, and everything that he has collected over the years. Now, we're going to be learning more about that next year in 2019 and other forms of canon before the movie drops, thankfully. But when it comes to this new lightsaber, how it has two buttons, and when ignited, by default, there's no vents igniting the blades. So those little vents on the sides, those are actually used to stabilize the hilt because the previous kyber crystal was cracked. However, in this scenario, the vents are pretty much useless and he doesn't need to use them with a good kyber crystal that's not cracked. However, there is actually said to be two buttons on this hilt that's actually going to be one for the regular blade in order to make it a single blade, and the other in order to ignite the vents, in order to use it during combat. Now, this to me sounds pretty cool because not only would we be able to see Kylo Ren and what it would look like for him using a single-bladed lightsaber up against Rey, who would also be a single blade, but he could also turn the vents on at will. And I actually like that. That's a pretty interesting design. I don't know about you guys, but I feel that's how, you know, if they really wanted to do things, they could do it that way. And it seems like they're adding in 2 buttons on this hilt. Let me know what you think about the character of Kylo and his lightsaber. You know, how did you feel about his lightsaber when you first saw it in The Force Awakens, and how you felt about Kylo Ren as a whole, as a character in the sequel trilogy, and what you expect to see him do in Episode 9. I myself, I gotta say that I'm just very excited to see exactly how evil he is going to be on the big screen, how it's going to be executed, how J.J. Abrams is going to direct that and make it happen. Again, it's said that he's going to be more evil than Darth Vader, so I'm honestly really hyped to see what they have in store for the fans. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.